as the Marble Olympic Games inaugural season continues to wind down, gets into its final quarter. We hit event 13, Speedball. What was originally darts, then Skee-Ball. It's now Speedball, as you can see the possible scores there: 10, 50, 30, 20, and 20, which, again, I don't know why that isn't 250s and 220s. But it said 220s, rather, up there. But again, I didn't make that, so I don't know. And there you see the overall standings. Arctic Circle sold a 3-point lead over the Coffee Colliders with a further 10 over the Rising Sunshines, who were just 1 point ahead of the Volcanic Vindication. It's a very close title fight up at the top and also down at the bottom. The race to get out of last is kind of intensifying. And today I'm going to be joined by Coco in the commentary box.
Hello there everyone, I'll be joining here for the first time, and we're going to be starting off in reverse championship order, I believe, with the fire pits. They start off good with a 20 here. They actually get 2 20s. One of their marbles actually misses the board, but they actually get 3 20s for 60. To start us off, of course, it is currently ranked first. This is the first team, but we still have 15 other teams to go here.
Now, Balloon Rainbows. They start off with a 30, 20, Green Balloon gets a 0, and Blue Balloon only a 10, so that'll also be 60, but based off the tiebreaker, it is better than the Fire Pits because they had a 30 rather than 3 20s in there. It wasn't all just the same score in one singular goose egg to split it out at.
Yes, that means they are currently in first place. Now we have the Professor Paladins.
Professional
They
Paladins.
currently have 2 that misses straight away. In fact, they have 3 that misses.
Oh my god.
To make sure that first marble gets a 50, they only get a 20. Currently puts them in third right now, but that's a very poor score from them.
Yeah, that is probably a direct explanation on how their entire season has went. Just 3 top 5 finishes and just insane mediocrity in just every event possible, pretty much. And that's definitely worse than mediocre, that's for sure. Now, Feline Pupils start off with a 20, 0, 0, and another 0. And tied with the Professional Paladins, of course, because they got the 20 first rather than last, they will go ahead. That's the tiebreaker. If they get the exact same score, and it's like the exact same score in all 4 of them in the same order, then you go to a tiebreaker. Spoiler alert, that does happen later on, but I'm not going to unveil what teams until, that comes. And now Green Diamonds in run 5.
They actually get 2 20s. They do miss 1, however. She missed 2. They do get a 40. But due to the 2 teams that get poor performances, that actually currently puts them in the mid-pack so far. But we still have a bunch of other teams to do. They could theoretically beat them to the podium.
Now Trench with Downpours. And the first marble goes, gets a 20. Second one misses. The third one also misses. Can the fourth one at least get in the 20? No, and that'll be an exact tie with the Feline Pupils for 4th place, so they will go to tiebreaker at the end of this event. Will that be the only tiebreaker, though?
We'll have to wait to see, as we now have the membrane. Madness now voting. First marble will get a miss. A lot of marbles seem to be missing here.
Yeah.
Second marble will also get a miss. And the third marble gets a miss. Oh no. It'll come down to a 4th marble and it's a miss. It's a complete 0. A dead finish for them. They're going to get 7 overall, which is currently dead last for them.
Yeah, a complete goose egg from the Membrane Madness. I mean, I can't believe that is real, but wow. I have no words for that. Anyway, Amazing Algaes are the next team. They got a silver in the last event. The home team has been trending well, but whenever they've been finishing low recently, it's just been so low down in the order. And they're doing pretty well here. The 4th marble... What? Well, the fans are unsurprisingly shocked at that. 40, that is 3rd place because they had a 10 to 30 rather than the 2 20s that the Green Diamonds had. But how did the 4th marble even manage to do that? Alright, let's see it again here. The graphics are kind of covering it, so it's kind of hard to see from the replay view, but wow, that is insane.
I have no idea what just happened now with painting protruders. Hopefully that doesn't happen to them as well. The first marble is currently missed. Same with their second marble. Their third marble does score into a 30. Let's see what our 4th marble do. That's also miss. It's that 30 that currently puts them quite a decent result since we had a lot of bad results here today so far in the Speedball.
Yeah, it has been hard to just land anywhere outside of 0. To be fair, these marbles are just going pretty fast down a very steep ramp, so I guess that explains it. Now, Silhouette Squad, will they be able to defy those odds? With the first marble, actually, yes. Second one, Third one lands in the 50. That's probably going to be first, I think. Fourth one lands in the 30 just to ensure that entirely. 110 demolishes, I believe, the Balloon Rainbows who are leading right now, yeah. By very nearly double that score of both them and the Fire Pits and their fans going ballistic in the stands.
That's an insane score from them. Let's see how that 2 ninjas hold up. They're going to get a 10 to start things off here. The second marble will be Abyss. Third marble will get it to 30. Let's see what their fourth marble do. That's another 30. She's going to put them in second with a 70 here. These previous 2 runs have been quite good. So that's really good for both of these 2 teams at the moment. Currently on the outside looking in on this championship.
Yeah, Neptune Ninjas, that's probably going to be a 4th straight top 4 finish for them. Potentially could have been a 4th straight medal if they didn't get robbed right at the end of the last event. Now, Team Glass, speaking of teams who could have had 4 medals, had they done well last event, and yeah, they're not even going to do that great here. 30, they will beat the Painty Controllers, but still 7th out of 12, so in the middle of the pack, which they finished near last event, and I think it's going to be ever so slightly better this event.
Yes, we now have the Volcanic Vindication. First marble will be Abyss, the second marble will also be Abyss. For the other 2 marbles, third marble will be Abyss, and their fourth marble will also be Abyss. This is another poor performance. All marbles will be missing, and they're going to be tied for 12th as of now as well. It's going to be another tiebreaker at the end here.
Yeah, they're the second team to do that, and they pulled a Membrane Madness. I cannot believe that they, of all teams, are able to do that. And now Rising Sunshine is hoping to experience none of that for sure. First marble gets a 30, second one gets a 30. The third one misses, so I don't think it's going to top the Silhouette Squad's run. But the fourth one lands in the 30 as well for a 90, and they end up in second, where they have probably solidified a finish at, or at least on the podium once again.
So now have the Coffee Colliders, and they start off immediately with a 20 here. Second marble goes to a 30. This could be a run for that overall podium there for this event. Their third marble misses and their fourth marble does get a 20, which does put them in 4th as of now, which is just currently outside of that podium as we now move on to the Arctic Circles.
And will they be the icing on the cake to win this event? Probably not. And yeah, let's just see what the last marble does. Also a miss. So they finish tied for 9th place. And they will go to a tiebreaker with Team Glass for that position. So there you see the current results of Speedball. Silhouette Squad get the win over the Rising Sunshines and Neptune Ninjas. Coffee Colliders, Balloon Rainbows, Fire Pits, Amazing Algaes. In fact, the entire top half, even down the Green Diamonds, have their positions set. So all 3 of these tiebreakers are for bottom half placements. Starting with Team Glass and the Arctic Circles. Team Glass missed with the first marble. Missed with the second. Third one tries to get into 30, bounces into the 10 off of the right side of the 30. The fourth one also misses, so the Arctic Circles, yeah, they've already won. So they will get 9th place over 10th. And I guess at least Snow very well realized that and kind of got snowed on and just pulled a Nori. But the last marble, Kelvin, the reserve, does at least get an 80, so they will win 80 to 10 over Team Glass. And they had the victory locked up from the very second. Ice ended up icing the cake, I suppose, and getting a 30. Now, Feline Pupils, not exactly going the best for them. They will end on 40 torrential downpours. Have to use a little bit to beat that and clinch 12th place over 13th, and yes, they will. And I guess the last 2 marbles definitely realized that because they both ended up missing. As they will get 12th over 13th for the Feline Pupils, just like last event, in fact. 60 to 40. Torrential downpours got 15th last event, not 12th. The event they did get 12th in previously was Sprint, I think. Now, for the 2 who couldn't get anything on the board at all, Membrane Madness and Volcanic Vindication. Let's see what they have to offer here. Membrane Madness will finish on a 60 with 2 30s and 2 misses. Volcanic Vindication, 30-10. They're getting close. The third marble misses. What will the fourth one do? Bounce out the 30 and land inside of the 50 and give them the win, 90-60 over the Membrane Madness. And they, just like Team Pursuit, narrowly avoid finishing in dead last. But still, properly in the run, couldn't get a single point on the board, and here's the podium. At the top of the standings, the title fight is even more on than it was before, as the Coffee Colliders and Rising Sunshines both jump past the Arctic Circles, who are now just 4 points ahead of the Solid Squad, and coincidentally down there at the bottom of the standings, the Professional Paladins and Fire Pits are both officially unable to win or even podium in this season anymore, and I assume a lot of teams will face that consequence at the bottom of the standings next event, because it's an elimination race. So let's see you then.